How's it going, everybody? Welcome to today's video. So today we have a really exciting video that we're going to go over, and that's going to be 5 top baits to catch largemouth bass on. If you're new to this channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel, and it's going to help you guys so you don't miss videos like this. So today's video is going to be a little different. We're going to go over the 5 baits, and we're going to do a little bit of a fishing challenge where I'm going to go over how to rig each bait, how to fish them, what they're kind of used for, and then we're going to go and hit this lake right here, and we're going to try to catch a fish on each bait to show you that these things do actually work. So it's going to be an exciting video, so let's get to it. We're going to go over the top 5 baits and start rigging them up. Bait number 1 is going to be the Texas rig, which is going to be for throwing creature baits like this, or Senkos, or any soft plastic. Texas rig can be used multiple different ways with different baits, and catches a ton of bass. I literally catch fish almost every time on a Texas rig, depending on what you throw, creature bait or Senko. I'm going to show you multiple different ways on how to tie a Texas rig right now. So come on. Alright guys, so the first thing you're going to need is a offset EWG hook. This is by Gary Yotamoto. These are great hooks. This is a size 3.0. That will be probably your most common hook size that for most Texas rigs you're going to throw. For this we're going to do a Senko, which this is another bait made by Gary Yotamoto. This is a 6-inch Senko and watermelon red flake, but it doesn't matter what color you throw, okay? This is what we're going to try starting off with this at this lake. So you're going to notice there's a flat side of the worm and a pointy side of the worm. You want to start with the flat side of the worm. You insert that hook into the tip about 1/2 inch. Bring the hook through just like that. You're going to slide the worm up the shank of the hook to where the eye of the hook is. You're going to slide it up and over. Once you got it up and over, see how that little shank there cuts in? Now you know you're good on the top here. So what I like to do to make sure the hook comes out of the right spot, I lay the hook parallel to the worm. So right here where my thumb is, I know is where the hook has to come in at. So I'm going to bring that worm, I'm going to bend it in, put the hook right where my thumb was, and bring it up to the top of the bait. Now look, see how straight that bait is? All you got to do is bring the plastic, kind of tuck the hook into the plastic like that. So now it's weedless. You're not going to get snagged on things, and that worm is nice and straight. So this is a weedless Texas rig on a Senko, and this bait will catch you a ton of fish. So in order to throw a Texas rig with weight, a weighted Texas rig, and we're going to throw this what they call a pegged weight. What you're going to need is you're going to need a bobber stopper, and that's what these things look like. Small weight, whatever size you need or you want. And again, we're going to throw a Gary Yotamoto 3/0 hook. So you're going to put your string, tag into your line through this little metal loop here on your bobber stopper. Bring that line back to your main line. You're going to grab the bobber stopper and pull it past the tag end of your line, and now that bobber stopper is off and is on your main line. Next, I'm going to put my weight on there. Bring that down to the bobber stopper. I'm going to tie my knot. Alright, so once you tie your knot, you grab your bobber stopper, slide it down, and now your weight is not moving. It's not going to go anywhere. And you can slide this if you want to have your bait suspend a little bit. Now for this weighted Texas rig, I'm going to throw a creature bait. This is a beaver, sweet beaver. This is going to be just like the Senko. You insert the hook at the very tip of your creature bait, about a 1/4 inch. bring that through directly through the middle of the bait. You're going to push that up the shank of your hook until it's nice and flat against that. I'll get this weight out of here for a second. Alright. Same thing. So see where that hook should go in? So right here on the side of the body. So I'm gonna tuck that soft plastic in, push the hook into the body, right through the middle of the body, and pull it straight. Now look how flat and even that is. Now the finishing touch, just tuck that hook, the barb of that hook into the soft plastic. You're ready to go. I'm going to separate this tail so I have more action too. I'm going to bring that bobber stopper down, and now you have a weighted Texas rig on a creature bait. All right, it's a little windy today. Hopefully this Weightless Sinko will still work. It's hard to fish them in the wind, but let's see if we can catch the first fish on the first bait of the day. When you throw a Weightless Sinko, you want to throw it out and let it sink. Let the bait do the work. Once it gets to the bottom, you can slowly pull the bait or pop it. It's really hard to fish it in the wind because right now it's blowing my line and I can't feel anything. We might have to throw just a weighted one because I can't. Yeah, that just blew the bait all over the place. Throw that out there, let it sink. Maintain somewhat of a tight line. And just slowly drag it across the bottom once it gets to the bottom of the lake. Good chance a lot of the fish are going to be on this side of the lake because all the wind is blowing everything to this corner. So the bass should be stacked up in here, ready to eat, hopefully. But we did have some storms yesterday, so. Oh, right there. Yeah. There we go. All right, there we go. First fish of the day. Little tiny guy, but he ate it as I was pulling it out of the water. But that just shows, even a Senko, like that thing's 6 inches, it's almost the size of this fish, and he still ate it, and he ate it perfectly, and we were able to get him. So I'm gonna get this guy released real quick. Just watch my rod. All right, bait number 1, success. There we go, guys. So we got a big one on the Texas rig. Nice little fat fish. Unfortunately I don't have my scale on me, but I'm guessing probably 3.5. It's in the boat. So we get him released here in a second. Nice. All right, so the next bait that we're gonna fish with is called the Dropshot, and the Dropshot is a really good finesse technique to catch bass that are either finicky, they're suspended. Really good fishing technique. So a Dropshot essentially is a weight on your tag end, and about 8 to 12 inches above your weight you're gonna have your hook, and your hook is gonna be, you're gonna have your worm on that, and that's gonna sit vertical, and it's pretty much gonna just be shaking in those bass's face, and they're gonna tear it up. So I'm gonna show you real quick how to tie the Dropshot. There are many different ways to tie the Dropshot. I'm showing you the easy way that I tie it, but there are other methods. If you want me to go in more in depth and do a video on Dropshot, I'll be more than happy to do so. Just drop a comment and let me know. But I'm gonna show you the easiest way that I found to tie the Dropshot. So let's get in close and get this tied up. So I have a small Dropshot hook here. We got our tag end of our line. This is the most important step to setting yourself up for success with the Dropshot, is the position of the hook, okay? So you always want to put the barb end of your hook facing your main line. Your tag end is going to come down the back side of this hook, okay? So I'm going to put the line through the eye of the hook, because remember, like I said earlier, your weight is going to be on this tag end, so you want the hook to be facing upwards like that on your line. So you're going to bring that up about 7 to 8 inches on your line. So I'm going to grab my main line right now. I'm going to make a loop. I'm gonna grab both ends of that loop. I'm gonna put the hook inside of the loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 to 5 times. And you're gonna pull both sides of your line tight. Now, good important step is make sure that you wet the line. You're gonna cinch that down. Pretty much makes a knot on each side of your hook there. And now your hook is sitting perfectly horizontal. On your tag end, you have your small drop shot weight. Depends on how deep you're fishing. We're fishing shallow, so this is a light weight. You put your line through the hole, grab your tag end, bring it to the main line, and pull it upwards. And what it does is it pinches itself in the drop shot weight. Now I'm going to snip this tag end off, make sure it's on there. So see, if it gets stuck on a rock or whatever, see how easy that just came undone? It's a good way to keep you from breaking off. So essentially it would just pull itself out. So next step, we're fishing with a robo worm today. This color, this is Morning Dawn with a chartreuse tail. I catch a ton of bass on this color. We're just going to insert the tip of the hook into the worm, bring about 1/2 inch or so, poke it through without stabbing yourself, and push it up the shank of the hook. So this is what the drop shot looks like now. So you have your weight, you have your worm and your hook. So when it's sitting in the water column, it's going to be sitting like this, and that worm is going to be sitting horizontal like this. And you're just going to shake it, and that thing's going to be moving, and the bass will suck it right up. All right, so we caught a fish on the Senko. Second bait that we're going to be fishing with today is the drop shot. Let's see if we can catch a fish on it. Drop shot, you want to throw it out there, let it sink it to the bottom. That weight is going to get it down there pretty quick. Maintain a tight line and just let it sit. Let the bait, the wind and the current is going to have that worm fluttering midway in the water column. And you can do the same thing with the Senko too. You can, with this drop shot, you can drag it a little bit or pop it and I just got bit right now. Oh, you let go of it. That's something good to mention, is that the drop shot hook set is a little bit different than a normal hook set. It's a reeling hook set, so you're reeling and pulling upwards. That way that hook goes right in the roof of the mouth. There we go, just like that. See how I reeled down to it and then lifted? Perfect hook set, and he engulfed this worm. Perfect. Tiny little guy, but he ate it. Alright, that's 2. Let's see if we can get one a little bit bigger. There are bigger fish in this lake. We're just finding pipsqueaks right now, but that's the one thing with farm ponds. There's a lot of little guys. A little bit better. Perfect. Another fish on the drop shot. That's 2 real quick. There you go. That's 2 fish on the drop shot in a matter of what? 3 minutes? That's awesome. Alright. Back to the challenge. Third bait is going to be the Keitech. Alright, so bait number 3 in today's video is going to be a swim bait, a soft swim bait. And usually what I throw, and this is what I'm going to be throwing today, is a Keitech swimming impact Keitech. These things are amazing. They're versatile. You can use them so many different colors. You can rig them in different ways. You can even throw them on a drop shot that we just went over. I'm going to show you 2 ways to rig these today. That's going to be weedless and not weedless. So you're going to need 2 things. If you're not going to throw weedless Keitech, just buy yourself a small little jig head like this. If you're throwing a small size like these 2.8s, if you're throwing a larger size like this is, I believe, a 4-inch, just buy yourself a bigger size jig head. All right. So when you look at the Keitech, see how the paddle goes downwards? That's how you want it to rig it on this jig head, just like this. So I'm going to put the bait right next to the jig head and see where the hook meets the body right here. That's where I want to have my hook come through. So you're going to put it at the top facing down. Insert it. Bring it right through the middle of the body. And you're going to push that up the shank of the hook to where the stopper is. To throw weedless, all you got to do is get yourself a weighted hook, screw lock hook. This is by Gary Yamamoto again. And you're going to get your bait. This bait is going to screw into this screw lock here. And the belly to be facing the weight of the hook, okay? It's going to sit just like that, vertical on the hook. So to start off, get your screw lock, put it in the top of the bait, and turn the bait to the right, and slowly screw on the soft plastic onto that screw lock. Now, that bait is going to sit right there. That's where I'm going to have to put the hook through the bait right there, and it's going to sit right in this little channel that Keitech gives you. So I'm going to bring the hook about right there. Push that through the body. There we go. And now that's nice and flat, and we can fish this weedless. When a bass comes up and grabs it, it's going to pinch that down, and he's going to get hooked. This is a great way to fish a weedless Keitech. 3 is going to be the Keitech swim bait, and we're not running this weedless. It's just open hook, small weight. I think this is only like 1/8 or something like that. 2.8-inch Keitech, I believe. And usually they eat that really good here. So we'll throw this in here. Nice thing about a Keitech, it's a nice, easy retrieve. Cast it out there, let it sink for a couple seconds. This pond's not very deep, so I'm only gonna let it get down like a foot or 2. And then just a slow, steady, constant retrieve. Every once in a while you can pause it and let that bait just flutter down, and then pick it up again. Start reeling it. Let that get down there. Start slow rolling it. Water's a little dirty. We're throwing a Tennessee shad color, which usually works really good. It's a nice natural color. Oh my God. He ate it right at the shores. Let's get ready to pull it out. Look at that, guys. That's literally the best way. That's how they're gonna eat it. Perfect. And he crushed that thing. Like, it's a shame because they're all, today we're just getting nothing but small ones, but I didn't mean to launch him out of the water like that, but he ate it as I was getting ready to pull it out of the water, so that was awesome. Get him back in there. And off he goes. Let's see if we catch another one. Alright, bait number 4 in today's video is going to be some type of square bill crankbait. Square bill crankbaits, regular deep diving crankbaits work great in the summer months when fish are feeding on shad and they're in a little bit deeper water. You need to get down to them. This is a shallow KVD square bill crankbait. This is like, I think, 3 to 5 feet. Really easy to work, and they catch a ton of fish, especially in the summertime. There is no rigging necessary. You buy it, take it out of the box, put the hook in your hand, you know, tie it on, and you're ready to go. So let's get it in the water. I'll kind of show you how to work a square bill. So you want to throw it out there, and all it is a steady, slow retrieve. Every once in a while you can pause it, and with that crankbait it's going down, and when you pause it, it rises slightly, and then you're going to keep cranking again. And sometimes that rise, that slow rise or pause, will get a bass to do a reaction strike and eat it. When it comes to speed, right now the water temp's kind of down because we just had a little cold front come through, so I'm cranking this pretty slow. But in those summer months, you can really burn this thing if you really wanted to. You could really just cast it out there and grind it as fast as you can, and then every once in a while pause it. But like I said, right now I'm kind of just slow rolling it. Plus I also don't want to get stuck in a bunch of grass right now. Oh, he ate it right there. Oh my God. That was a little bit bigger too. That was like a pound and a half.
A little close, too close to.
Oh, he ate it right at the bank, guys. If you guys are wondering, by the way, if you guys are looking for a good pair of fishing boots, or just working boots or hunting boots, check out these bad boys. They're made by True Dave. These things are sweet. I worked turkey hunting in them for the whole season, put many miles on these bad boys, and they're great. They're good shape. Really happy with them. Super comfortable. If you guys want a pair, check out True Dave. I'll put a link in the description down below. Use my code Steven15, save yourself 15% off your order. He ate it again right there. That's the same fish. He came for it again. Ooh, careful now. Beautiful. There you go, guys. That's, I don't even know how many, losing track now. This is not the same fish because he's definitely smaller. That one looked bigger, but he tore that crankbait up right at the bank. All right, so we fished for it with that crankbait a little bit longer, but we didn't catch anything else. But I mainly want to get on to our 5th bait so we can complete this 5-bait challenge, and that's going to be topwater. Now I say topwater because it doesn't have to be this specific bait that I'm getting ready to show you, but you got to throw a frog in there. This is a little black and blue popper frog. I've caught a lot of fish on this, but other good baits that catch fish during the summer months would be like walking baits or buzz bait, whopper ploppers, anything like that. They all work really well in the summertime. This one might defeat us in the challenge because this is midday. Topwater really isn't on, the water temp's down, but we're gonna give it a shot. Like I said, topwater popping frog. I'll show you guys how to work it, but this is number 5 on our top 5 bait list. Let's give it a shot. Now, with a frog, you want to throw a stiffer rod, okay? I'm throwing this on a 7.3 medium heavy rod with braided line, 20-pound braided line. You can, I usually throw this on my bait caster, but I left that at home today. Went up throwing a spinning rod. So once it hits the water, let it sit for a couple of seconds. Sometimes you'll be surprised a bass will come up and suck it up as soon as it hits the top. This is a popping frog, so all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop my tip, and it's going to cause a splash, which you can see. The popping frogs do is it's a side-to-side motion with your rod tip. I like just popping it slowly like this. Especially right now, it's cold and windy. Give that bass a little bit more time to react and eat it. All right, so bait number 5 was the frog. We threw it for about half hour. We had one blow up on it. We missed them. Like I said, it's broad daylight. It's not really prime top water conditions. So with that being said, we're gonna do a bonus bait, bait number 6. And that is called the Super Fluke. This thing is super awesome. Like you can use this for multiple things. You use it for trailers on spinner baits, chatter baits, things like that. We're throwing this just like the weedless Keitech that I showed you how to rig earlier. You're gonna rig it the same exact way. And this bait is pretty much just replicate a bait fish, and it's gonna be jerking in like a darting motion through the water. You can throw it weightless. I actually prefer throwing it weightless, but because of how much wind we have today, I'm gonna throw it with a belly weighted hook. So let's see if we can catch something to complete this challenge. You're gonna toss it out there, let it sink for a second, and you're gonna just twitch it in while you're reeling slowly. You can pause it, twitch, 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 pause, twitch, 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 pause. And essentially what that is, that the bait is going like this, pausing and sinking, dart, 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 pausing and sinking, dart, dart, dart. You can do a steady retrieve too with it, just kind of darting it and jerking it around. And you just watch your bait if you can see it. I'm throwing white right now so I can hopefully see it when it gets closer. See how it kind of just darts around? This color might not work here. Usually it's more of a natural color, but we're gonna give this a shot. Let's see. Ooh! One just came right up behind it. Come on. Something to do. There we go. Whoa. Took a little bit. Look at that. Ate it perfectly. And that completes the 5+1 fishing challenge, but we didn't get one on the frog, but we got one on the Super Fluke. So that's, yeah, that's, I don't know, 7 or 8 fish we caught. All right. He ate the back one. I just paused it right at the bank and he came up and smashed it. But yeah, unfortunately we didn't get no big ones during the challenge, but we technically accomplished the challenge, which was catch fish on the top 5 baits. Did have a blow up on that frog, but we didn't get to land them, but it was still a good time. So we're gonna keep fishing. If we catch any more fish, I'm gonna include that in this video. And if not, if you guys like this video, make sure you smash the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any more videos like this. We got some good ones planned coming up with fishing season, and yeah, hopefully you guys learned something, and I will see you guys on the next video.